गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So welcome all of you all for today's Monday Gita class. So today we are discussing a very important topic, the Raaz behind Rasa Lila, the secret of Rasa Lila. So generally during this period of Navratri, people celebrate Dandiya Ras. It's just an imitation of the original Rasa Lila that Krishna did almost in this period. Right? So the originals of this Dandiya Ras is actually in the Krishna Rasa Lila. And many people don't understand this topic of Rasa Lila properly. Many people feel that why did Krishna do such a Leela? There was one personality who said, better to worship Bal Gopal, because Krishna as a small child is better. When Krishna grows up, Krishna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, what does Lord Krishna do? Krishna does a lot of politics. So in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna does politics. That's what people feel, right? Krishna killed Dronacharya by cheating. Krishna killed Karna by cheating. And people feel that when Krishna becomes a young boy, Krishna does all Rasa Lila. So someone said, if Krishna has done all these things, Krishna cannot be God. Someone said this. So someone feels that better to worship Bal Gopal. Yeah, someone feels that Krishna who spoke Bhagavad Gita and Krishna who did Rasa Lila completely different. Because if Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita, and in Bhagavad Gita Krishna is speaking about rules, regulations, everything, a controlled life, how can Krishna do Rasa Lila? So today's topic, the Raaz behind Rasa Lila, is a case against Lord Krishna. Today's session, Krishna is in the trial box. Generally, people don't have much complaints against Lord Ram. Lord Ram's life is very straight. But Krishna's life is a little crooked. Krishna's stance also very crooked, threefold bending form. So people don't appreciate and people cannot understand Krishna Leela. Therefore, in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Lord Krishna says, anyone who understands his birth and activities will not take birth again. That means understanding Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna को समझना इतना आसान नहीं है. Not easy to understand Krishna. Only when we hear from right sources, the proper way, the proper channel, only then we can understand why Krishna does what he does. भगवान कृष्ण रास लीला क्यों करते हैं? भगवान कृष्ण महाभारत में externally apparently politics क्यों खेलते हैं? We have to hear from the right source. Therefore, in our journey of self-discovery course, we discussed Shabda Praman. Without the right source, we can never understand topics related to Krishna. So today we are going to discuss the secret behind Rasa Lila, why Krishna did Rasa Lila, and how this Rasa Lila is actually a very topmost pastime of Krishna, oftentimes misunderstood by people, unveiling the Raaz of the Ras. So in today's session, we are going to give you various reasons why Krishna does Rasa Lila. And through all these reasons, we will also see various lessons we can apply in our life. The first reason, if you see small children, like here you can see small children, boys and girls playing together. Do you find anything wrong in it? You don't find anything wrong in it. Why? Because as small children, these emotions of opposite sex, attraction, all this don't come. The children are very, very innocent, right? As someone grows bigger, all these emotions start to come. As children, they are like very innocent completely. So when Lord Krishna performed the Rasa Lila, Lord Krishna was 8 years old. What was Krishna's age? 8 years old. Because Krishna lifted Govardhan when he was 7 years old. And 1 year later, on the night of Sharad Purnima, Krishna did Rasa Lila. So 8 years old. Now 8-year-old boy and girl playing together. Do you have any issue with that? No issue with that. So when it comes to Krishna's Rasa Lila, why people have so many issues with that? Right? So this is the reason one. The Bhagavatam explains Krishna was 8 years old when this pastime happened. So Krishna was only 8 years old. So the lesson is, see, in olden times, in the land of India, you would have boys and girls who would get married at a young age, right? Arranged marriage system in the land of India. In today's world, you have love marriage, right? You feel that you fall in love and then you get married. But in the land of India, the arranged marriage system has always been working. The boy and girl, they get married together. They may not be so much in love with each other because they don't know each other. But in due course of time, as they keep serving each other, the love actually grows. Isn't it? Otherwise, how can a boy, husband and wife stay together for years together? If in the arranged marriage, if there is no love, agar prem hi nahi hai, तो कैसे टिकेगा शादी? So the point is, sometimes in the relationship, initially it may not start with love, but if you keep doing service and keep being patient, then gradually that love will come. Similarly, in our relationship with Krishna, right now we are all trying to connect to Krishna. We may not have that love for Krishna. How many of us really love Krishna from our heart? None of us can say that. Right? We have little love, but we really don't have so much love. More than anything in this world, we love Krishna. We can never say that. But if we keep staying to this, if we keep sticking to this process of bhakti, we keep doing devotional service, we will gradually come to that platform of love. By seva, that platform of love will come, provided we have this virtue of patience. So all of you all have been coming for this course. The love for Krishna will come provided we are patient with this process. The process work karega, पर थोड़ा समय लगेगा. You have to be patient with Krishna. So this is the lesson one. So the reason that one that we saw is Bhagwan Krishna जो रास लीला करते हैं, he does it at the age of 8. And the lesson one for all of us is the lesson of patience. Second reason. Now, if we feel hungry, अगर हमको भूख लगता है, तो हमको खाना चाहिए. खाना कहाँ रहता है? बाहर. Food is outside. We put it inside and satisfy our hunger. So if you are hungry, we need something that is outside our system to satisfy us. If we are thirsty, पानी बाहर से शरीर के अंदर में डालना पड़ेगा. Similarly, if a man or a woman wants a child, a man will need a woman to have a child. Correct? A man cannot have a child on his own. He needs the support of a woman. But one of the name of Lord Krishna is called Apta Kama. Lord Krishna, या Lord Vishnu, is called Apta Kama. You know what does aptakam mean? Aptakam means he can satisfy his desire on his own. He doesn't need outside things. If Krishna feels hungry, he doesn't need food from outside to satisfy. He can just be satisfied within. Similarly, when Krishna needs a child, generally we saw if a man needs a child, he needs a woman. If Krishna needs a child, Krishna doesn't need his wife also. Here you see Lord Vishnu along with his wife Lakshmi. But the first son of Vishnu is Brahma. And from where Brahma is born? From the navel of Vishnu. Lakshmi is there, but he doesn't take help of Lakshmi. Without Lakshmi, Brahma is born. Understanding the point? So this is the difference between the Lord and us. We need external sources to satisfy us, but the Lord is Apta Kama. So the point is, if Krishna wanted to enjoy with girls, if Krishna wanted to enjoy with girls, does he need girls to satisfy him? He can create unlimited amount of girls. One of the avatars of Krishna is called Nar Narayan Rishi. Bhagavan ke ek avatar hai, Nar Narayan Rishi. Nar Narayan Rishi is still there in Badrikashram. If you go, there is Nar Narayan Parvat. So Nar Narayan Rishi, they were doing great tapasya. So Indra sends lot of apsaras to bewilder Nar Narayan Rishi. What does Nar and Narayan do? From their thighs, they create apsaras. Indra sent apsaras to bewilder these people, but this is the Supreme Lord. From his thighs, from his body, he created apsaras. Here, like you can see here, all apsaras created, and he sent it to Indra. So the point is, what will apsaras bewilder him? He is the one who is creating apsaras. So if Krishna wants to enjoy with women, Krishna can create unlimited amount of women. Why does he need the gopis to enjoy? Getting the point? So the Lord is Apta Kama. So the lesson for all of us is, the Lord in one sense doesn't need our service. We serve him for our benefit. भगवान को हमारी सेवा की जरूरत नहीं है. When we serve God, जब हम भगवान कृष्ण की सेवा करते हैं, फायदा हमारा होता है कि नहीं? The Lord will anyway get his work done in some form or the other. So this is the reason two. The reason two is Krishna is called Aptakam. The first reason why Rasa Lila is bona fide is because Krishna was just 8 years old. Second is Krishna is called Aptakam. If he had to enjoy with women, he could just create women on his own. Okay. Reason 3. One of the names of the Lord is Yadupati. Krishna is called Yadupati, the master or the lord of the Yadu dynasty. And Arjuna was also part, he got married to Subhadra, so he was also part of the Yadukul. So if you just see the character of Arjuna, when Arjuna goes to the heavens, he had once gone to Swarga to get weapons from Indra. So when he reached the Swarga, Indra put a beautiful consort in front of Arjuna. And Urvashi, who was this Urvashi? Narnarayan Rishi had created Urvashi. And Urvashi was there dancing in front of Arjuna. And that time, Urvashi comes and proposes to Arjuna. She tells Arjuna, let us enjoy together. Arjuna tells Urvashi, you are like my mother. The most beautiful Apsara, right? Miss whatever, Miss World, Miss Universe, in compared to this Apsaras will be nothing. Urvashi comes and proposes to Arjuna. Arjuna tells Urvashi, you are like my mother. I cannot enjoy with you. Therefore, Urvashi curses Arjuna, you will become a eunuch. And Arjuna uses that curse, and for 1 year he becomes Brihanala the eunuch. So the point is, if Arjuna, one of the Yadu clan, he has such high character, and all the Yadu dynasty people were like this. They had great character, Uddhava and everyone. Krishna, who is the master of the Yadus, who is the master of Arjuna, will Krishna not have a character? Krishna definitely has the topmost character. In Vrindavan, there is a very beautiful pastime. One time, the gopis wanted to cross the Yamuna river and go and meet Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni was doing austerities there. So in fact, they cross the Yamuna. So Krishna tells the gopis. So the gopis tell Krishna, please find a way for us to cross. So Krishna tells the gopis, go and tell Yamuna, if Krishna is Bala Brahmachari, please give me way. The gopis start to laugh. Krishna, how can you be Bala Brahmachari? So the gopis go to Yamuna and tell Yamuna Maiya, if Krishna is Bala Brahmachari, give us way. Yamuna gives way. And the gopis are confused. How can Krishna be Bala Brahmachari? And they cross. So when they reach Durvasa, they take a lot of food for Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa Muni eats everything. After eating everything, he blesses all the gopis. And the gopis tell Durvasa, now please tell us how to cross back Yamuna. So Durvasa tells the gopis, tell Yamuna, if Durvasa has been fasting, please give me way. And the gopis go and tell Yamuna, if Durvasa is fasting, please give way. And the Yamuna gives way. And the gopis become confused. Krishna Bala Brahmachari, Durvasa who ate so much is fasting. The point is, even though Krishna is surrounded by all these gopis, still is Akhanda Brahmachari because he is not influenced by the emotion of lust. Krishna is reciprocating with the gopis only because of their bhakti. Otherwise, Krishna has nothing to do. In between the Rasa Lila, as Krishna is performing the Rasa Lila with the gopis, all the gopis suddenly start to feel a little proud. They start to feel that Krishna is with me only. I am also special. Krishna disappears and goes. If Krishna was attached to enjoying the gopis, why will he leave them and go? He just left everyone and went. So therefore, Krishna definitely has the perfect character. So the lesson for all of us is, just like Arjuna, when Urvashi came to propose to Arjuna, Arjuna chose to say no to her. He chose to call her a mother. Similarly, in our life also, there will be many temptations, many things that will come. And we always have to make a choice. Right? We discussed in the Journey of Self-Discovery course, life is a segment BD, starts with birth, ends with death. But between B and D is a letter C. C means choice. At every moment in life, we have a choice to make. Every Monday, you'll have a choice to make whether to come to this program or not. Every day, you'll have a choice to make whether to chant or not. The mind will tell us many things. People will tell us many things. But we always have a choice. And we have to learn to choose what is right over what we like and dislike. So life doesn't go on based on what we like and dislike. Life goes on based on what we know is right. So just like Arjuna chose the right, we should also follow the right. The reason for, who was speaking Rasa Lila? Here you see this topic of Rasa Lila comes in the Bhagavatam, 10th canto of Bhagavatam. 5 chapters dedicated to Rasa Lila. And this is a discussion between Shukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Who is Shukdev Goswami? The Bhagavatam first canto explains, Shukdev Goswami is the son of Vyasadeva. First of all, a great soul, son of Vyasadeva who's written all the Vedas. Second, Shukdev, we discussed when he was in the womb of his mother, he didn't want to come out only. He was feeling that if I come out, I'll be attracted by Maya. He didn't want to come out at all. Krishna comes and tells Shukdev, you please come, you will not be affected by Maya. So this was the position of Shukdev Goswami. In the womb of his mother, he was a liberated soul. No attraction for the things of this world. And when he came out, he was born as a 16-year-old boy. The Bhagavatam explains, as soon as he was born, he walked away. He didn't stay in his house also. He just walked away. And Vyasadeva is running after Shukdev and calling him, my dear son, please come back, please come back. Shukdev Goswami doesn't come back. And as he was going, they were like girls taking bath in a lake, completely without clothes. Shukdev is without clothes, 16-year-old boy. But looking at Shukdev Goswami, none of the girls also cover their bodies. Because they understand that Shukdev Goswami He is not on the platform of body. He is not seeing man, women. He is seeing everyone as Atma. So that was the position of Shukdev Goswami. If Rasa Lila, Krishna's Rasa Lila was anything material, if it was a romance of this world, boy and girl romance, why would Shukdev Goswami speak it? Why will he speak it? He will definitely not speak it. And who is hearing it? Parikshit Maharaj. Who is Parikshit? Just like Shukdev, in the womb of his mother, he was liberated. Similarly, Parikshit Maharaj, in the womb of his mother Uttara, he saw Krishna. In the womb of his mother, Krishna personally entered and Parikshit had darshan. Whole life born in the Pandav family, right from the beginning he was a great devotee of Krishna. And now Parikshit is cursed that he will die in 7 days. Parikshit has only 7 days left. Will he hear Rasa Lila if it was something material? So Rasa Lila is a very high spiritual topic. That is why Shukdev Goswami is discussing with Parikshit Maharaj. If it was anything material, they wouldn't be hearing it. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the same Krishna 500 years ago, he comes as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu also took sannyas. Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi was a perfect sannyasi. Women would stand very far away and offer obeisances. So this was the standard of Mahaprabhu's sannyas. And Mahaprabhu is discussing about Rasa Lila. So definitely it is not anything material. The followers of Mahaprabhu, the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Some other time we can describe about these Goswamis. So they were the principal followers of Mahaprabhu. All of them highly renounced. They just gave up everything. Gave up their wealth, gave up everything, their family, and went to Vrindavan to surrender to Krishna. And there they have been discussing the pastimes of Rasa Lila, writing books on it. So if Rasa Lila was something mundane, why would they be spending their life after renouncing this world discussing these topics? So Rasa Lila is definitely not anything material. So the lesson for all of us is we need to learn to accept authorities in life. Only by following the right authorities we will understand these concepts. Just like Parikshit is going to Shukdev Goswami and asking questions. Just like Sanatan Goswami goes to Mahaprabhu and asking questions. Arjuna is asking questions to Lord Krishna. Similarly, in all our life, when we learn to accept authorities, and what does authority mean? Someone who's coming in a proper parampara, he is actually the authorized person. Only through such authorities we can understand these subject matters. So till now we have seen 4 reasons. What is the first reason? Krishna was just 8 years old when he performed Rasa Lila. What is the second reason? Krishna is Apta Kam. He can satisfy his desires on his own. So if he had desire to enjoy women, he could just create women on his own. He doesn't need women. The third, Krishna is Yadupati. So that means he's the master of the Yadus. And we saw each of the personalities in the Yadukul, Arjuna and everyone had great character. So if all the Yadu people had great character, how can Krishna's character be loose? Krishna definitely has the highest character. What is the fourth reason? Who is speaking Rasa Lila? Shukdev is speaking to Parikshit. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking it. The Shad Goswamis are speaking it. Narad Muni and all these great personalities. That means if it was anything mundane, they wouldn't be discussing it. It's a very highly spiritual topic. So these are 4 reasons we saw now. Fifth reason, very interesting reason. See, if tea spills on a table, agree? If a tea is spilled on a table, what do? You take a mop to clean it. Okay? For the mop to clean it, the mop has to be clean. है कि नहीं? अगर कपड़ा ही गंदा है तो कैसे साफ करेगा? है कि नहीं? So if the mop has cleaned it, that means the mop is clean. Only a clean mop can clean it. Similarly, in our hearts, we have a lot of impurities. We have a lot of anarthas. And how do we clean the anarthas in our heart? Just like if something is spilled outside, you take a cloth and clean it. If there are impurities in our heart, how do we clean it? My meditation, and most important, the process of chanting. Okay? Cheto Darpana Marjanam. When we keep chanting Hare Krishna, the impurities go away. I have given this example many times. Srila Prabhupada started ISKCON in America. People, boys and girls who were doing all wrong habits, they were the candidates that Prabhupada interacted with. But just by the power of chanting Hare Krishna, they all became pure. That means what? For the mop to clean something, the mop has to be pure itself. If the holy name of Krishna can clean hearts, and the proof is there everywhere. Okay? We have so many people around the world, just by chanting Hare Krishna, their lives have been transformed. You have the example of Valmiki Muni, who was actually a dacoit. Just by chanting the name of Lord Ram, he's become pure. So the name of Lord Krishna is pure. If the name of Lord Krishna can purify our heart, how can Krishna be impure? Getting the point? If the name of Krishna can purify our heart, how can Krishna be impure? Definitely it doesn't make sense. Right? So this is reason 5. If the name of Krishna is powerful, definitely, and the name of Krishna is all pure, Krishna is also all pure. Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnatvam Nama Namino. Padma Puran has this shloka. Bhagavan Krishna's holy name is Shuddha, because Krishna is also supremely pure. This is reason 5. Understood? Reason 6. See, the sun is very, very powerful. The sun rays may fall on dirty objects. Like if there is some filth, garbage, sewage, sun rays may fall on it. But does the sun get affected? No. Rather, the sun rays will purify that place, but it doesn't get affected. Getting the point? Sun is so powerful, it can purify a dirty place, but the sun doesn't get affected. So if the sun doesn't get affected, how can Krishna get affected? Sun, the Brahma Samhita explains, sun basically gets the power to work. Yet Chakshures Savita Sakala Grahana Raja Samast Suramurti Asesha Teja Yasyangana Brahmati Sambrata Kala Chakro Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bajami. This is a shloka from Brahma Samhita. Yet Chakshur Savita. Savita refers to the sun. What is the sun? Yet Chakshu. The sun is referred to one of the eyes of Krishna. And it is explained, the sun, it moves around the world, universe, giving light on its chariot. The sun gets its power to move by the permission of Krishna. Yasyangana Brahmati Samvrita Kala Chakro. By the permission of Krishna, the sun can move. So the sun is so powerful that it is unaffected. How can Krishna be affected? Krishna definitely is not affected. So someone may, people in this world, generally, they compare ourselves to Krishna. So you may say Krishna also eats, and you may think that we also eat. Krishna also sleeps. I also sleep. Krishna also has a family. I also have a family. Krishna also drives his friend on a chariot. I also drive my friend. So someone may think either I am God or God is ordinary like me. So either we bring down Krishna to our level, or we try to put our level on the level of, we try to raise our level on the level of Krishna. But we need to understand, Krishna may look like us, may look like a human being, but Krishna is not a human being. Lord Krishna tells in the Gita, Avajananti Mamuda Manusham Tanum Ashrita. Foolish people, they consider Krishna to be an ordinary human being. Just because he looks like an ordinary human being. But Krishna is not an ordinary human being. Therefore, Krishna, he shows a Virat Roop to Arjuna to prove to everyone that he is not ordinary. Right? So the Lord remains completely unaffected, even though he may be surrounded by so many ladies and performing this Rasa Lila. He's completely unaffected. Just like, you may have an owner of a company, like Mukesh Ambani, There may be, you have like hundreds and thousands of people working in this company, and there are like parking slots for everyone. But now Mukesh Ambani can just go and park his car anywhere. Can someone tell him, hey, you have broken the rule? Can anyone tell him? No, rules don't apply to the owner. Okay? So there are general rules everywhere, marriage, one wife, but these rules don't apply to Krishna because he is the master of everyone. Right? So still, even though generally rules don't apply to Krishna, but still whenever Krishna comes in the form of his various avatars, he still follows rules. Just like Lord Ram, he followed all the rules perfectly. Even Lord Krishna, if you study the pastimes of Krishna in Dwarka, Lord Krishna every day in the morning he would get up early. He would get up in his Brahma Muhurta time, he would do his meditation, he would do his dhan, he would give charity, he did all these rules. Right? He followed all rules. Still, Krishna sometimes breaks the rules. See, if Krishna had to follow all rules, like a general human being, he had to follow everything, how will people understand that he is God? Imagine if Krishna had to get up in the morning, brush his teeth, go to school, come back and do all these things, people will think he is an ordinary person. Therefore, Krishna sometimes breaks rules. Like Lord Ram, he made this Setu, Ram Setu. What is the general rule? The general rule is stone cannot float on water. That's the general rule. But who made this rule? Lord Ram only made this rule, na? He only made this rule, made by God. So Lord Ram decided, in this situation, the rule will not work. So the stone floated on water. Similarly, Krishna makes rules, follows it most of the time, but sometimes he breaks rules. Why does he break rule? For two reasons. One is to prove that he is God. If he doesn't break rule and show his supreme power, how will people think that he is God? If Krishna doesn't show the universal form, he doesn't do this Ram Setu, he doesn't do all these things, then people will not believe that he is God. Therefore, sometimes he breaks rules. Second reason he breaks rules is to please his devotees. Here you see, when Lord Krishna was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna had taken a vow that he would never lift any weapons. That was the vow he took. But one of the days of the war, when Bhishma Dev was fighting so fiercely, Krishna broke that rule. Krishna took that chariot wheel and started to run to kill Bhishma Dev. Why? Why did Krishna break this rule? Huh?
Bhishma
No.
was his devotee, and he had meditated on that from where the cow hooves, that dust would fall on Krishna, and he used to meditate on that.
Correct.
So then,
Yeah, that was after this incident.
word of the devotee, and he broke his own that he will not live.
Yeah, why did he break that rule? After this incident, Bhishma Dev meditated on this form. But why did he break this rule? Exactly, to protect Arjuna. Because if Krishna didn't break the rule, Bhishma would have killed Arjuna that day. So Krishna said, hell with this rule, I have to protect my devotee. So Krishna generally follows rules, but he breaks rules to please devotees. Why did Krishna do Rasa Lila with so many gopis? Because all the gopis wanted Krishna to perform this pastime. So Krishna said, hell with rules, let me satisfy my devotees first. So Krishna satisfied all of them. Getting the point? So we cannot imitate Krishna. Many people feel Krishna did Rasa Lila, I will also have a couple of girlfriends. What is the problem? Before doing Rasa Lila, Krishna lifted Govardhan. You lift one table and show. Okay. Krishna, when he was 6 days old, he drank Putana's poison. You drink some poison and show us. Then you do Rasa Lila. So people want to imitate the good part of Krishna, whatever they can, that is, they feel is good. But they don't want to imitate the other things. If you want to imitate Krishna, imitate everything. Imitate everything. Then you do Rasa Lila, whatever you want. So we cannot imitate powerful people. Hekine. Lord Shiva, he drank halahal poison. So you also drink poison. The followers of Shiva, they drink bhang. But why you drinking bhang? They say that Lord Shiva had poison. Are you drink poison? No. Why you drink bhang? Drink poison only. You can't do that. So the point is, we cannot imitate powerful people. If you imitate powerful people, you will meet your own ruination. If you can just learn the lessons, the essence of what they are trying to teach, and that's all. Just offer obeisances to them. So this is the sixth lesson. The sixth lesson is we cannot imitate Krishna. Just like the sun may come in touch with impurities also, but it is not affected. Similarly, Krishna is unaffected by all these pastimes. Krishna he doesn't have a trace of lust in him. And you cannot imitate these pastimes of Krishna. You can just follow the teachings of Krishna. So it is said, if you want to imitate someone, imitate Lord Ram. And if you want to follow someone, follow the teachings of Lord Krishna. The teachings of Krishna and the example of Ram. If you do the other way around, it will be a problem. If you follow the life of Krishna, whatever he did, it's problematic. Right? So Krishna is Leela Purushottam. Krishna came to do pastimes. Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam. You can inculcate the example that Lord Ram set. But Krishna, the teachings of Gita is something that we have to follow. And the other pastimes are something to be respected. Just like you respect Lord Shiva and the sun and everything, just respect the pastimes of Krishna. So you cannot imitate great personalities. This is the sixth reason. So before I go to the seventh, let's do a quick recap of the first six reasons. Because I'll be adding a few more reasons, it will get confusing for you. What is the first reason? Krishna was 8 years old when he did Rasa Lila. Second reason? Atma Kam. Okay, good. Krishna is Apta Kam. He can fulfill desires on his own. If Krishna had to enjoy with women, he could just produce women on his own. The third reason is Yadupati. He is the master of Yadus, and all the Yadu dynasty people, including Arjuna, had great character. Therefore, Krishna also has great character. Fourth reason? Shukdev Goswami, Parikshit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shad Goswamis, they are all speaking Rasa Lila, and all of them were great, renounced people. So, therefore, Rasa Lila is non-material. Fifth reason? Yeah. So, if Krishna's holy name can purify our heart, how can Krishna be impure? And the sixth reason we saw now, rules don't apply to Krishna, and Lord Krishna is completely unaffected, just like the sun is unaffected. Okay? So these are six reasons we saw now. Seventh reason, when Lord Ram went with Sita Maiya to the forest, there were many sages in the forest. All these sages, looking at Sita, they also felt how nice it would be even if we also could have such a relationship with Lord Ram, like a lover and beloved. So Lord Ram said, in this pastime, I will have only one wife, Ekapatti Vrata. Next pastime, no limit. So next time when I come as Krishna, all of you all come as gopis, and I will do pastimes with all of you. Getting the point? So Krishna, Lord Ram, because all these rishis had the desire to have a relationship with Lord Ram and this Madhurya Ras, just like Sita had. She was serving Lord Ram like this. So in order to fulfill their desires, the Lord facilitated all of them by allowing them to become gopis, Rishi Chari gopis. Gopis also had many categories. One of the set of categories is Rishi Chari gopis. These rishis actually became gopis. Understanding the point? So all these gopis were not ordinary women. They were like great souls. Otherwise, who can perform such pastimes with Krishna? To see Krishna itself is a big thing. What to speak of touching Krishna, embracing Krishna, this is someone who is like really special. Only such devotees can get this kind of reciprocation. So Lord fulfills all desires. So the lesson for all of us is what desire we have. So when we come to Krishna, when we come to a temple, what should be our desire? We may desire material things. Krishna may still give it. You may want a bungalow, you may want this, you may want that. Krishna will give. But the biggest desire that we should have is the desire to serve. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us this prayer. Na danam, na janam, na sundari, kavita va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatat bhaktir ahetuki tui. So Mahaprabhu taught us this prayer. My dear Lord, I don't want wealth. I don't want beautiful women. I don't want followers. I don't even want liberation. The only thing that I want is service to you birth after birth. So just like the rishis, they wanted to serve Lord Ram in this particular way. Similarly, our only desire should be to serve the Lord. This should be our only aspiration. So this is the seventh reason. Eighth reason. See, the Lord is already situated in our hearts as Paramatma. है कि नहीं? अभी भगवान कृष्ण सबके हृदय में है परमात्मा के रूप में, सब गोपियों के हृदय में ऑलरेडी है. तो कोई बोल सकता है क्या, अरे कृष्ण तू गोपी के हृदय में है. So Krishna is already there in everyone's heart. Anyone has any problem Paramatma being in anyone's heart? No problem. So now if that same Paramatma comes out physically in the form of Krishna and enjoys with them, what is the problem? You don't have any problem Paramatma being within. The same Paramatma externally comes as Krishna and has pastimes. What is the problem? What is your objection? है कि नहीं? So Krishna is the same Paramatma. Paramatma is one of the anshas of Krishna. So the Lord is seated in everyone's heart and is a witness to every thought, word and deed. So just like we saw, the rishis had the desire, therefore Lord Ram fulfilled it in the form of Krishna. Similarly, whatever deepest desire that we have, Paramatma is constantly witnessing it. Paramatma is like that CCTV camera, constantly witnessing every thought, word, deed. And according to our deepest desire, the Lord fulfills. You desire and then the Lord actually fulfills it. So this is reason 8. If Lord Krishna is already in the heart of the gopis as Paramatma, he is already having a private time with the gopis in the form of Paramatma. So what problem it is if he actually comes out physically in the form of Krishna and have these pastimes. So one of the Upanishads explain a very beautiful example. This body is like a tree. ये जो शरीर है एक पेड़ की तरह है. And in this tree there are two birds. Atma, Paramatma. If this body is like a tree, there are two birds in this tree, Atma and Paramatma. So the bird who is the Atma, all of us, what are we doing? We are eating different fruits of this tree. The fruits represent karma. We are eating good karma, bad karma. We are tasting different karmas. We are busy moving from one branch to another. But the other bird, Paramatma, is not doing anything. What is Paramatma doing, He is just looking at this Atma. So Krishna as this Paramatma, the only thing that he is doing is constantly looking at us. We are not looking at him. How far is Krishna from us? He is the closest to us. Krishna is not very far. He is right in our heart. The closest to the Atma is Paramatma. But we don't have time to look at Krishna. We are busy eating the fruits of this tree. The Paramatma is just waiting. Waiting for what? When the Atma will turn to him. That's what Paramatma is waiting for. He is just waiting when we will turn to him. Just like, in Pandharpur, you have Lord Vittala. Vittala is standing with his hands on his hips. Right? When you stand with your hands on your hips, you are waiting for someone. So Vittala is actually waiting for all of us. Lord Krishna is literally waiting for all of us. But we are all busy in this world. We don't have any time for Krishna. But devotees like the gopis, they gave up all their duties to surrender to Krishna, to go and face Krishna, to be with Krishna. So the example of the gopis is what we are supposed to follow. Just like Krishna played the flute on Sharad Purnima night and called all the gopis to perform Rasa Lila, Krishna is playing the flute for all of us also. Gita Bhagavad is the flute. Krishna is calling all of us. The holy names of Krishna is the flute. Krishna is calling all of us. But the problem with all of us is we don't have surrender like the gopis. We are busy in our own world, our illusory world. We don't have time for the real world of the pastimes of Krishna. So actually, this Rasa Lila is a show of surrender of the gopis. The gopis are the great example for all of us. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told us that the example of the gopis is a role model for all of us. And we have to follow in their footsteps. And when we hear the calling of Krishna, just run towards Krishna. So this is reason 8. What is reason 8? The reason 8 is the Lord is already there in the heart of the gopis as the Paramatma, and the same Paramatma comes in the form of Krishna and has pastimes. So therefore, no one should have any problem. Reason 9. When you go to these melas, you have these kind of sweets, these kind of dolls. What are these dolls? Mishra, sweet dolls. Okay? Sugar dolls, whatever, sugar candies. So they have a form. Outside also is sweet, inside is also sweet. Okay? But sometimes now you go to the market, you get a He-Man toy like this, He-Man or whatever toy. Inside this toy is one gem, that chocolate gem. Okay? So the toy is plastic, but inside that there is something sweet. So why I'm telling you this? All of us, our bodies are like this He-Man toy. Outside is material, inside is spiritual. Spirit is inside. Krishna's body is like this. Outside also spiritual, inside also spiritual. And the gopis' body is also like this. The gopis' body also, outside spiritual, inside spiritual. So when Krishna was doing Rasa Lila with the gopis, it was not material bodies having affairs. Because Krishna is not material only, Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna's body is completely spiritual. So Krishna in his spiritual body, gopis in their spiritual body, they were having pastimes. So Rasa Lila basically means the pastimes of the Atma with the Paramatma. Atma is spirit, Paramatma is spirit. The loving affairs of the Atma and the Paramatma is called actual Rasa Lila, not the affairs of the body. Right? It's a very spiritual affair. So this is the difference between material and spiritual bodies. So the Lord and gopis both had spiritual bodies. So it's not something that is going on the mundane platform. It's completely a divinely spiritual affair. So the lesson is never come to conclusions. On an external level, you can never understand what is going on. Right? You will never understand. Just like if in the other room, you have a lot of sound coming. People are fighting, a lot of sound coming. You may speculate that there's a fight going on. But it may be that there's someone who's practicing for a drama. Anything could be there. So never jump to conclusions. On an external level, we never can understand what is what. We have to actually go deeper and understand things properly. This is reason 9. One of the pastimes of Krishna is called Brahma Vimohan Lila. Brahma Vimohan Lila. So the pastime is like this. If you all know this pastime, this comes in the 13th and 14th chapter of 10th canto of Bhagavatam. Lord Brahma, he was going on his Hansa Vahan. Brahma as a swan carrier. Just like if you go to, have you all any time visited the temple of Brahma? Any of you all visited Pushkar? Pushkar. So in Pushkar, just like you go to Vishnu temple, outside Vishnu temple you will have a Garuda Stambha. You will have Garudaji standing because Garuda is the carrier of Vishnu. You go to Surya temple, temple of Surya Dev, outside Surya temple you will have an Aruna Stambha. Aruna is the chariot driver of Surya. Similarly, if you go to Brahma's temple in Pushkar, outside Brahma's deity you will have a Hansa Vahan. Hansa is the carrier of Brahma. So one time Brahma was going on his Hansa Vahan and Lord Krishna was sitting with all his friends and having food. They were all having prasad together. And the friends, what they were doing, they were eating food. They would eat some special sweet and they give it to Krishna. Krishna, eat this is very sweet. After eating it, their juta they would give to Krishna. So when Brahma saw this, Brahma became very confused. How can this be God? So Brahma he wanted to test Krishna. You know what he did? He took all the friends of Krishna to Brahmalok. For 1 year, Lord Brahma kept all the friends in Brahmalok. So now Lord Krishna was thinking, now if I go back to Vrindavan without my friends, all the mothers will get worried. You know what Krishna did? Exactly how many friends were there? Same forms Krishna took. Exactly like each friend, the form, the mood, the mindsets of every friend, Krishna took. And they all entered into Vrindavan. So on this day, it was Krishna entering with Krishna. All were Krishna, but they were not looking like Krishna. They were looking like normal boys, but they were all Krishna. For 1 full year, Krishna took the form of all these Gopas. And it is during this time that the gopis of Vrindavan got married to the Gopas. So that means whom the gopis got married to was actually Krishna only. They all got married to Krishna. So this is how, and actually Krishna shows this. After Brahmaji understands, after 1 year, Brahmaji actually comes to ask forgiveness, and he sees that so many boys of Krishna assumed Vishnu forms. You understand the point? So that means even when the gopis got married, they actually got married to Krishna only. So this is the secret. And then Brahma comes and apologizes to Krishna. So we need to understand who is the proprietor. Right? See, in this world, we are not proprietors, we are only caretakers. Who is the proprietor? The ultimate proprietor is Krishna only. Krishna tells in the Gita, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayur Kambano Buddhi Devacha Ahankara Itiyam Me Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, which is what the body is made of, everything comes from Krishna. So everyone's body, everyone's soul, everything is Krishna's only. Krishna tells in the Gita, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. As Atma, we are all part and parcel of Krishna. Mamai Vamsho. See, Atma is also Krishna's, body is also Krishna's, everything is Krishna's. So if Krishna is the owner of everything, what is the problem if Krishna enjoys his own things? Who is a thief? A thief is one who steals someone else's money and enjoys. But if you are enjoying your own money, you are not a thief. So everything is Krishna's property. So now Krishna is enjoying with his property, what is the problem? Right? So everything actually ultimately belongs to Krishna only. This Rasa Lila. So till now we saw many reasons. So let's do a quick recap of all the reasons that we have done. The first reason is Krishna was 8 years old. Second reason is Krishna was Aptakam. He can fulfill desires on his own. Third reason is Yadupati. Fourth reason is, who is speaking? Rasa Lila, Shukdev Goswami, Parikshit and all that. Fifth reason is, if the holy name is pure, Krishna is definitely pure. Sixth, all the sages of Dandakaranya actually come as gopis because that was their desire. Seventh,
He's already waiting for us.
Krishna as a Paramatma is already there in the heart of the gopis, so that same Paramatma comes as Krishna and enjoys. Seventh, seventh is Krishna has a spiritual body. Just like we saw that He-Man and that sweet toy. So Krishna has a spiritual body and the gopis also had a spiritual body. So the pastime was going on a very spiritual level. Eighth reason?
Krishna is the whole source. What is the problem? He is enjoying with his own property.
Krishna is a proprietor, ultimate proprietor. I don't know whether we missed one. Brahma Vimon Lila. So Krishna, when the gopis got married to all these boys, they were actually Vishnu Murtis only that they got married to. Anything else we missed? Yeah, exactly. That was a very important point. The sun remains unaffected even if it falls on filth. So Krishna is more powerful than the sun. He remains unaffected. He need not follow the general rules of this world because he is actually the owner. So these are all the reasons that we saw. Right? So this Rasa Lila is not a material romance. It is not based on lust. The Chaitanya Charitamrita explains what is the difference between lust and love. Both look very similar, but they are very different. Lust means where you want to satisfy your desire. Love means where you want to satisfy Krishna's desire. So the gopis, when they were having this pastime with Krishna, they were doing this not to enjoy, but to give enjoyment to Krishna. And Krishna was, when he was doing this Rasa Lila of the gopis, he was only doing it not because the gopis were beautiful. Krishna was doing this pastime with the gopis only because they had bhakti. Krishna was just reciprocating with their devotion. That is all, nothing more than that. So this Rasa Lila is actually a substitute for material romance. The Bhagavatam explains, when we hear Rasa Lila, I'll tell you the shloka. Vikriditam vrajavadu vadubir idam cha Vishnu shraddhanvito anushruyat ata varneda yad bhaktim para bhagavati pratilapya kamam hridrogam ashwa apanoti achire nadhira. So this is the benefit of hearing Rasa Lila. The benefit is if we hear it properly, this Rasa Lila, hridrog, we have a disease. Rog is disease. Hridrog is disease of the heart. What is the disease of the heart? Kamam, lust. So if we hear Rasa Lila properly through a proper channel, hear the pastimes of Krishna, what will happen? All this dust, kam, krodh, anartha, all these things will go away. And it will happen achirena dhira. Achirena means very, very soon it will happen. So Rasa Lila is not something material. Rather, it is the solution to the material desires of lust. By hearing these pastimes of Krishna, the desire for lust will go away. When we hear Krishna's pastimes with the gopis, we shouldn't hear too much, but let's like you hear Lord Krishna getting married to Rukmini, or hear the pastime of Lord Ram getting married to Sita Maiya. When you hear these pastimes, you would lose taste for your own enjoyment in this world. You will become so much appreciation for the pastimes of the Lord that you will forget your own enjoyment. So that is the benefit of hearing Rasa Lila. So Rasa Lila is not a substitute. It is not like material romance, but rather it is actually the substitute for material romance. So imagine if you have like a satsang and you have like very famous guys who come for the satsang. So value of the satsang increases. So Rasa Lila is such a high pastime. Narad Muni wanted to enter Rasa Lila. You all know this pastime? Mahadev also, yeah. So Narad Muni, he wanted to enter into Rasa Lila. He didn't get entry. Because Rasa Lila, the condition is only one man, one Purusha, all other ladies, Prakriti. So Narad Muni had a form of a man, Purusha, he didn't get entry. So there is a place in Govardhan called Naradvan next to Kusum Sarovar. So Narad Muni does lot of austerities there. And then the gopis give him permission. Narad Muni takes bath in Kusum Sarovar and he gets a form of a gopi, Naradiya gopi. And in that form he enters into Rasa Lila. So that means even for Narad Muni to enter into Rasa Lila was not easy. It is such a high level, he was also kept out. He had to do great austerities to enter because it is a very, very high pastimes. Lakshmi Mata, when Lakshmi came to know, because Lakshmi is the wife of Vishnu, the same Vishnu comes as Krishna. So Lakshmi wanted to enter Rasa Lila. Lakshmi also didn't get entry. So Lakshmi also had to do great austerities. She is still doing austerities there. Until now she has not got entry into Rasa Lila. That is the position of Rasa Lila. That is how powerful and how high it is. Lord Shiva wanted to get entrance. From Kailash, Lord Shiva came. The gopis told Shiva, you can't enter. Lord Shiva also does great austerities. And then he takes bath in a kund called Manas Sarovar. And then Lord Shiva gets the form of a gopi. So now also in Vrindavan, there is a temple of Shiva called Gopeshwar Mahadev. So this temple of Gopeshwar Mahadev is very close to Vamshivat. In Vrindavan, Vamshivat is the place where Lord Krishna played that flute and called all the gopis for Rasa Lila. So next to Vamshivat is this temple of Gopeshwar Mahadev. And now also Shiva is dressed in the form of a gopi. Shiva is in the form of a gopi. He also had to become a gopi in order to enter Rasa Lila. So the point is, Rasa Lila is such a high subject matter, such a high pastime, that even Shiva, Brahma, Narad, Lakshmi, they also don't get entry. They also have to do great austerities to understand what this pastime is and to enter into this pastime. So therefore, in order to appreciate this pastime, we have to qualify ourselves. Just like Lakshmi, Shiva, Narada, they qualified themselves. And what is the qualification? The process of bhakti. When we perform the process of bhakti, chanting, hearing, all these the various limbs of bhakti, then gradually that qualification comes, and then only we can appreciate these pastimes. Otherwise, if we suddenly jump into it, it will not happen. The Bhagavatam's 10th canto, 4-5 chapters explain Rasa Lila. But before you reach the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, you have first 9 cantos. Without going to the first 9 cantos, if you jump to the 10th canto, you land in trouble. You will not be able to appreciate. So you have to go systematically, and the first 9 cantos explain who Krishna is. Only after you understand who Krishna is, then only you can appreciate the Rasa Lila of Krishna. So therefore, if you hear this with Shraddha, Shraddhanvito, Anushrunayat, when you hear this pastime with Shraddha, with faith from the right sources, only then you can digest. So this faith is something that is very, very important. The Bhagavatam explains this one night, Sharad Purnima night, in which Lord Krishna did the Rasa Lila. Krishna made that one night because after the Rasa Lila, Krishna very soon, in some time, Krishna left Vrindavan and he goes to Mathura. He never comes back. So Krishna knew that this is the last time I'm going to spend with the gopis. So Krishna made that night into the night of Brahma. You know what is the night of Brahma? Night of Brahma is 1000 yuga cycles. One yuga cycle is 4,32,000 into 10. Into 1000. That was the duration in which Krishna did Rasa Lila. I mean, can someone do Rasa Lila like this for that duration? So that means this time period itself shows that it was not a material thing. It was completely on a spiritual level. So Krishna made that one small night into the night of Lord Brahma. So therefore, we need to hear with faith, Shraddha. If you don't hear with faith, you will not be able to digest. Just like you have rabdi, condensed kheer. Now, if a small child eats rabdi, what will happen? It will be indigestion. The system will not accept. Why? Because the child is not ready to, is not grown up to digest that condensed milk. Similarly, this Rasa Lila is highly condensed stuff. Highly, the topmost of all Krishna's pastimes, very, very condensed. To digest it, you have to have that appetite. If you don't have that appetite, you will indigest it. You will not, indigestion means you will misunderstand it. Why people misunderstand it? Because they are trying to eat this rabdi of Rasa Lila without having the qualification. And the digestion power is the power of faith. Only when we have faith, then only you can enter into these pastimes. Otherwise, you should not enter into these pastimes. So, how do you develop faith? By hearing from parampara. So therefore, we discuss one of the points, hearing from authorities. Only when you hear the right parampara, this Guru Shishya parampara that we have, that ISKCON follows, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, only when we hear in this parampara, then only you can understand. If you hear from wrong sources, haphazardly, suddenly jump to some conclusions, it will lead to indigestion. So we have to hear with faith. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anyone has any questions, any comments in today's pastimes? Did you all understand the topic of Rasa Lila? Anyone has any questions, any comments?
How much did that, you said that how much did he credit? You did some calculation.
Yeah, so you calculate now 4,32,000 into 10 into 1000. You can calculate it for those who are intelligent. So that's how that many years, huh? Not only hours, that many years. So after that, you get that figure. You multiply that by 360 and multiply that by 24. Then you'll get how many hours. This is homework for all of you. Yeah. Anything else? And did you all like today's topic? So next time, the next Monday, I'll do a very important topic for all of you all about the roots of ISKCON. You know, this topic is called ISKCON, a cult or a tradition, right? So we'll see how from where ISKCON actually started, you know. So this movement that we have got, this Krishna conscious movement, has its roots in the mind of Krishna, in the heart of Krishna. So we will see the entire parampara coming down, how this, through Bhagavatam, through Bhagavad Gita, you know, how this mission is actually formed and how this mission has very deep roots. So why we have to do this session is because when you understand where you are and what you are getting, then you'll be able to appreciate what has been given in this organization, right? Otherwise, you know, many times we just take things for granted, right? So the next session is going to be a very important session. We're going to discuss a lot of things, different religions, about Buddhism, about Shankaracharya, the four paramparas, you know, the four Vaishnava paramparas, Gaudiya Vaishnava parampara, and many, many things, right? So next time, let's try to do that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So, are all of you all regularly chanting Hare Krishna also? All of you are doing?